is not what we had planned for George. This is not what we had planned. This is not what we had planned for George.
2 weeks before that, me and my son sat down in the living room and just had a talk as two men. I'll always be worried about where my son is at. Always worried about it. So we sat down and some people need to talk. I said, all right, Daddy. So we're gonna talk like men, but let me tell you how some of your friends gonna leave this world after you get out of high school. Some gonna go to prison, some gonna get on drugs, some become dope dealers. I get the whole scenarios about what gonna happen to some of your friends. And he looked at me and said, Dad, I already know, I got it. And I looked at him and I said, you know what, my son, he got it. My son, he made it. Until I got that phone call.
You know, we in a stressful situation as a race of people.
This here's your act right. If you ain't acting right, you dying tonight.
Niggas just want retaliation for something that happened with their friends.
Red dot on his forehead, thought he was a Hindu and shit.
Ain't nobody fighting.
Everybody against their war.
Yeah, we on Foster and Yellowstone.
If I can't feed my family, when he over here feeding his, one of us gotta go.
That next day had to be the hardest day of my life.
10 years. Shit, I'm still trying to figure out if I'm gonna make it the rest of this damn year. Like shit going on here in these streets.
Still Black King any time zone.
It takes a village to raise these kids.
Beautiful, isn't it? Oh yes. The largest city in the great state of Texas and the fourth largest in the planet's most powerful nation, the United States of America. Home to many multi-billion-dollar companies such as Phillips 66, Enterprise Product Partners, Cisco Planes, All-American Pipeline, ConocoPhillips, and the list goes on and on. This is the city with the second most Fortune 500 companies, only behind New York. Home to the country's busiest highways and the world's largest medical center, the Bayou City is a world-class city. Neighborhoods such as River Oaks are home to some of the richest people in the country. I'm Derek Muhammad. I was born and raised in the city of Houston. The picture that we just painted of the city of Houston is an accurate one. There are actually two Houstons. On one side of town, you hear bang, 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 the sound of cranes and construction equipment, and you see buildings, skyscrapers going up. But on the other side of the city, bang, 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 AK-47s, AR-15s, 9mm Glocks. And instead of seeing buildings going up, we see bodies falling down. Sons, fathers, brothers, sisters, mothers. No one is immune to the brutality. But you know, things weren't always like this. Let's take a quick trip down memory lane and get a snapshot of how things were when Houston was a more peaceful place to live.
Our whole neighborhood knew all of us. They knew my mom, they knew my grandma, and they knew if we was doing anything bad. If I walked down Elgin and I could start from by the tracks, and if I did something that wasn't right and somebody, a grown person had to tell me something, my grandmother knew it by the time I got hit that porch. And she was coming out with a switch, because she kept switches tied up with the twisted, like, pow.
Yeah, I grew up 3rd Ward, 5th Ward, Sunnyside. I've been around. Oh, it was a beautiful place. Racism, well, we had our section of town, and white folks had their section. So it it was okay. It was a beautiful world I grew up in. You know, they talk about segregation, but, you know, like Malcolm said, I didn't want no integrated cup of coffee. We had a beautiful neighborhood. Things started changing in the mid-70s. The system destroyed our whole neighborhood. Like, you know, once we had a lot of business owners out in Third Ward. I mean, Dowling was like a city. You didn't want to go anywhere else other than Dowling. We had movie theaters, we had everything. You had the father and the mother that owned in the 60s. In the 70s, you know, it kind of slacked up on the father being at home. So you had a lot of women raising kids or boys by themselves. They really never knew how to be a man, or as we define what a man is. We kind of strayed away from that. And in the 80s, you know, it was just the majority of the women raising kids on their own. Drug-infested neighborhoods that were once drug-free. We had control of it, but now it's everywhere.
What you want, what you need, I'm on the block, I got you.
You know, you go to the park, you can't even go to the park no more, have fun with your grandkids. They shooting dice, smoking marijuana right in front of you, and afraid they're gonna holler, this is the way the hood is. Who told you that?
We got you, I swear we do.
Well, not only drugs, but just the lack of jobs, you know, stress. You can't get no work, you know, you're gonna result, you gotta feed your family. So that's when the drugs come in, you know, everybody wanna make some money. And the easiest way is to exploit your own people by selling drugs or whatever.
I got hit 4 times, I'm still here. Sometimes, being here, really ain't all their lives sometimes, bro. Some of them niggas live up there.
Hey. What's up? Yeah, man.
So how did we go from a thriving community to a barely surviving community? Let's take it to the streets and see what the people have to say.
We live in low economic areas. You got that type of mentality. You never had it, I want to go and get it.
Mama feeling weed, crack, whatever.
My mom worked at McDonald's. She did everything she could to make sure we survived.
I didn't have no childhood. I had to become a man at the age of 9.
At 4 years old, I was dressing myself. I was sending myself off to school at 4.
When I was 5, I used to have to watch my little brother because my mom always worked. So I've been a grown man since the age of 5. I know a lot of people, you know, wouldn't believe it, you know, but my mom had to work, single mom, no dad. So I was the grown up of the house.
I seen too much. I had to grow up early. Shit, didn't have shit.
So when I turned around 8, my mom, she used to have me help her pay the bills. So I used to have to calculate all the money in the house because I always been good with finances.
I dropped out of school when I was 6th grade and shit.
We struggled in life to get what we had to get to feed the family.
I ain't grow up gang banging. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in poverty, you know what I'm saying? We were broke.
See, growing up, we grew up rough, you know what I'm saying? Watching mama struggle, trying to make it, put food on the table.
Society we living in, these parents these days trying to work so hard to make a living to provide for their family.
My mother worked all night, she worked all day, she had different jobs.
These are a lot of grandmas and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? We seen them bust their ass, go to work all day, every day, you know what I'm saying? And they came home with nothing.
Generation after generation, you know what I mean? Your grandmother was fucked up, her grandmother was fucked up. People done had enough, man. Like people done grew up struggling for so long.
She never knew what time I came home. She never knew what time I left. She had too many kids to look after.
Felt kind of distant from my family. You know, I met some blood dudes or whatever, you know, they kind of treated me like family. You know, I used to have fun with them. So, and then, you know, when I was coming up, everybody was getting down with something.
They not there with their children and their children turning to the streets.
As time went by, I wouldn't even come home. I ended up leaving the house and moving in with these older kids that had an apartment that they were living in. Everybody chipped in for the rent from the dope and the drugs and everything that they were selling, and I moved in with them.
A lot of us end up out here in the streets because we're young, we ain't got nothing, so we go out jacking, doing stuff, catch felonies as a youngin', you know what I'm saying? And then we can't get no job because they don't want to hire felons. So ain't nothing else to do but get out here, you know what I'm saying? Make money. Then boys start getting jealous and see you having something, so then that's when the guns come out, you know what I'm saying?
We still was hungry, you feel me? So we had to find something better to do, you know what I'm saying?
You know, I guess that's why I fucking hustle for my money, because I remember all the times when I ain't have it, you know what I mean?
Everything I ever wanted, my kids ever want, I'm gonna give it to them before I get out this world, man. That's how it is.
See, that's all, you know what I'm saying? We had to do, get it how we live, get out in the streets, hustle, rob, steal, do whatever we gotta do to survive.
Because guess what? One thing I know, two things for sure. If my family's starving, if I can't feed my family, but he over here feeding his, one of us gotta go.
The crime started getting more serious. And we started doing armed robberies. We started doing jacking dope houses. We would go, and whenever we knew a delivery was gonna be made for cocaine, we'd go in there and jack them.
You're not gonna feed your family and I can't feed mine, because I'm finna come get whatever you got. Whatever you got, I'm coming to get, because I'm gonna feed mine before I let anything happen.
I stole, robbed, shot, killed, stabbed, I don't give a fuck. Whatever it took to help my mom put food on the table, that's just what it was. And I don't regret none of it.
You know, when I was 13 years old, actually 5 days after my 13th birthday, I committed my first murder.
The cause of homicide, the cause of gun violence, is usually correlated and tied to lack of economic opportunity or poverty. The higher the income level, the less likely you are to die of a weapon or of a violent crime. So we're trying to deal with the violence that's taking place.
The first thing they do is check you out. Once they find out you don't have any, that you're not armed, then, oh man, it's open season.
Houston is real turned up, real violent, man, real aggressive.
It's too much shooting, killing, kids dying each and every day.
You was either getting down with something or you was getting got.
You had it, and they shooting at you, you gotta shoot back. That's how we know out here.
Every one of these kids know when I'm at the nightclub, everybody else has a gun. So I've got to bring mine to protect myself just in case.
As of right now, we on the news every day for some reason, you know what I'm saying?
Every time you turn on the news, you're seeing someone get shot.
The officers have a Glock 9 and the other people have a Glock 9.
Nobody getting shot today. Now on this blue block, you heard me, this bloody motherfucker, no get money. Keep the tool on deck.
Out here, in the trenches, man.
See, bullet holes right there.
Them just been got out of hand.
Bullet holes still there.
I ended up going to juvenile detention, and I was sentenced until I was 18 years old. And a few months after my 18th birthday, I committed my second murder.
Man, I don't fear death. I invited.
Disrespect the H, I let my shooter be a shooter. When I come through, it's gonna be a nightmare on your street like Freddy Krueger. I've been about that, know you got that. Pull him out that Honda, chop all his fingers off and mail him to his mama. I'm from the hood, I'm a hood star. I got drugs, I got heaters. I jack Bentleys, Benz, and Beamers, and I would die for my sneakers.
They just had a whole shootout in 3rd Ward yesterday, right where my son got killed at. They went through there shooting it up.
Don't mess with Texas, I say don't fuck with Houston. All my soldiers down the ride, don't make my shooters get the shooting.
Your body's gone, your soul is gone. Fucking with us. Basically, that's just it. Plain and simple, ain't no other way to put it.
4,194 murders in the past 15 years. And more than likely while you're watching this film, someone is being murdered as we speak.
But I'm the pastor, when you get your statistics, 121 murders, I'm the pastor shows up those families. When you ask about the cost on the body and the cost, let me tell you the real cost. Whenever someone is murdered in our city, the cost is unlimited. This is what happens. After a person is murdered, now you have children without a parent. The cost is unlimited.
Yeah.
A father with a mental health illness goes into his home, you were there with me,
Yes.
kills 8 members of his family.
Yes.
Kills 8 members of his family, 6 of them children. I unloaded all 8 caskets because I had to raise money to bury this family with no money. In Greens Point, triple homicide. Young lady, 19, is murdered. 2 young men, 21, 22, murdered. No money. Now the parents, after the funeral, now they can't go to work because on their mind, their son, their daughter,
That's right.
have to walk
That's
into a mortuary and see
That's
their
right.
children land on the slab
That's
and
right.
say, that's my son, that's
That's
my daughter.
right.
She can't go
That's
back to work, but she's terrified. The
Right.
children can't go to school because they're terrified to walk the streets of Houston. That's the real cost on the body. That's what it
right.
really costs.
That's right.
This mother here, 2 weeks ago, I buried her daughter. Her
Stand up,
daughter was
mother.
gunned down. Her daughter decided she didn't want to be abused anymore. She left the relationship. He got a gun, waited for her at the Gulf Coast Apartments, gunned her down, gunned down her new boyfriend, and then now they have 5 kids left with no mother, no father. That's the real cost.
That's
The
right.
real
That's
cost.
right.
A young lady in Conroe decides she's sick and tired of being beaten by her boyfriend. She
That's
gets in the
right.
truck to leave. He grabs a gun, shoots in the back of the head, kills her. When the police get there, he kills himself. Now those grandparents have to live with the identity that they didn't do anything about it. That's the real
That's
cost
right.
on the body.
That's right.
In the last 14 days, I buried 4 people who've been murdered in the streets of Houston by gunplay with no insurance. Now the families are struggling to make funeral arrangements
That's
with
right.
no money. That's the real
Gun culture is a part of America's social fabric, and it's even more popular in the state of Texas. It is estimated that in America, the average child witnesses 7,000 simulated murders in movies, on television, and in music. 7,000 simulated murders before they graduate from elementary school. We actually asked a few children what it's really like to live in Houston's inner city.
The children are confronted with an AR-15.
What's your biggest fears?
This country,
This country? Why is the country your biggest fear?
because I live over here.
What's wrong with over here?
They shoot too much.
What do you do when you hear them shots?
Hide under my bed.
Run in the house. Sometimes you can't hear it. Then sometimes it's just loud.
What people have to understand is your environment molds you. Regardless of however you look at the situation, the environment in which you live will mold you. That's your first teacher, your environment.
It was kind of rough down there when we grew up at, you know, people out selling drugs, you know, women out doing prostitution. It was all kind of thing. I had to be like 6 or 7 years old.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, I've been seeing niggas get shot and get killed right back here on this back street back here where I was born at. I'm probably about 5 or 6 years old.
Ghetto living in the hood, drug deals and yellow tape, dog in the prisons in the hood, selling pills and making cake, Betty Crocker in my pockets, but them haters
I feel like, man, the story of my life gonna be a nigga that posted made it that didn't make it, man.
hustling to make a profit while my enemies dropping, police up the block, they got a code agenda.
We seen everything. We seen murders. You know what I'm saying? You name it, we seen it.
Until them hoes remember me a straight G.
And my first bullet I took when I was 13 years old.
Say I was born in South Park. You know what I'm saying? Every day was a war over there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in the hood, we used to wake up going to school to elementary and see dead bodies out in the yard.
This is a project. It ain't nothing that we ain't got into. It ain't nothing that we ain't seen. It ain't, you know, nothing.
A lot of people died. I done lost a lot of friends. I had friends die in my hands. You know what I'm saying? I had a little sister die out here. Ain't no punk out here in Houston, man, for real.
Man, it was pretty rough. You know what I mean? Like, just watching so many people I came up with just lose their life over really nothing out here in the streets.
Every day in the hood, that's why I rest my head. Some of my niggas locked up, and some of my niggas dead. It's a struggle to survive, but the thugs gotta eat. Way down in the jungle, stepping on the line's feet. Your friends ain't your friends.
It was like a normal thing because it was always some violence going on. But for me actually seeing them with my own eyes, you know, it was crazy. It was a hell of a feeling. It really numbed me. It really numbed me for like life. It really numbed me.
Be forever, man, you know. Bankroll. Young Mac.
Bankroll, Mac, and their friends shoot a video about people plotting against them.
Plotting on my niggas, you tripping, you losing your damn mind. You too highway, too gangster, too savage, BMG, we on time. Quit talking about rollers if you can't keep up with the damn time. All my niggas be running it up. You back at your hoe on the floor. Plotting on my niggas, you tripping, you losing your damn mind. You too highway.
Less than a week after the video shoot, while riding down Scott Street at the intersection of McGregor, a vehicle Mac was riding in was riddled with bullets in a drive-by shooting. Mac was shot in the head with a .45 caliber bullet. Bankroll and Mac's other friends are outside Ben Taub Hospital's ICU. An older member of the community tries to counsel them after they have just seen their close friend in such a grave condition.
Tell y'all I love y'all, and I'm gonna fight and do whatever I got to do, man, to make sure y'all be good, bro. You know what I'm saying? For real, this coming out the heart, man. You know what I'm saying? It's come from where y'all come from. You know what I'm saying? And I love y'all, man, and y'all continue to pray for y'all little brother, y'all family, man, and y'all stick together, man, all right?
Where your leg, man? Oh, you can hear me. You hear me? He up?
Man, look, I told my nigga I love him, man. That nigga moved his leg, man. Like, bitch, don't go nowhere, man. That shit, man, that shit fucked me up. I'm like, damn, bro, he hit me, man. Like, he can't see, but he hit me. I'm like, damn, bro, like, that nigga moving. Like, I said something, nigga move. Like, imagine you get shot in the head, you, like, you gotta focus to move, bro. Your eyes closed. How can you move when you sleep? You moving your leg and shit, like, that shit made me feel so good. But it hurt, man, just to see my nigga in that bed, man. Shit just be happening. Nigga just want retaliation for something that happened with their friends, but don't even know what really going on. It just, everybody against third ward. Shit, I guess that's just how it is, bro.
Mac miraculously survived the shooting. After a few months of therapy, he regained his vocal and motor skills.
And then I got shot in my head, like the bullet wound right here. Then it came out the back of my head. Shit, I'm blessed to be alive. Ain't too many niggas make that shit.
The story I got told was that they said one of my brothers got into it with somebody. They said I just jumped out the car and started shooting at the dude. You know, but the dude was hiding behind the car. When I was shooting it in open range, walking across the parking lot, shooting at him, the dude was hiding behind the car. And he just rose up one time and shot me in my head. And that was the last thing I remember. Then I woke up in the hospital bed.
Oh, man, it's been so many I can't even remember. I done died twice, ICU. Flatlined for 6 minutes, brought me back. And that bullshit about you see the light at the end of the tunnel is fake. So the motherfuckers that y'all talking about, oh, there was a light at the end of the tunnel, you a motherfucking lie. There ain't shit there. Darkness.
Y'all could have shot me in front of my baby. I done been up all night. I'm in my trap pumping all night. And I'm a video game head. I love that 2K, man. I play 2K all night. And back, you know, it was like a couple years ago, you know, Axe still was out here, that purple. So I drank like a motherfucker, you know what I mean? I get fucked up that whole motherfucking night. And I stayed up at least about 6:30 in the morning. And I dozed off. The nigga come knocking on the door, had to be about 8 o'clock, cause my baby mama finna go to the doctor, cause she was pregnant with my baby or whatever. She was finna go get a checkup, so it had to be like 9 something. And the nigga knock on the door like it's cool. I open the door and everything, like what's up? Like, bitch, let me play the game. Like, cool. I go in that bitch, I lay down, I turn it over. So I jump up like, damn, I'm dizzy and shit, but I can see the blood leaking. The nigga that hit me with the pistol first. He pistol with me with the big boom. I was like, damn. And I turned around and the nigga got the gun at me. He like, bitch ass nigga, give me that money. I like, nigga, you tripping. You know, so like, not like that, but like, nigga, you tripping, nigga, got me fucked up, nigga. He like, bitch, I'm gonna kill you. So, me talking to him, him really just being scared because he know what he doing is dumb. I'm inching up on the nigga though. So after he was like, nigga, you don't tell me where that money is, I'm gonna shoot you. When he said that, I tried to reach for the gun. He shot that bitch, boom, shot me in my head. That motherfucker went here, went back there, closed my throat out, fucked up my intestines and shit. My baby was yelling, crying real loud. I could hear that shit, you know what I'm saying? So I had ended up getting back up off the ground and like getting my baby. And I made it all the way to the next door. That's how the police and shit got called. My nigga next door. I got all the way next door though. And then that's when I passed out.
And I was already on the ground when they started shooting.
Houston police say it all started around 11:30 last night in one of these apartments where it appears drugs were being sold. At least one gunman barged into the apartment demanding cash. Shots were fired and the 3 men were struck by bullets. It's unknown at this time if any of the gunshot victims were suspects. No suspects were reported to be in custody. However, we're told that narcotics, including crack cocaine, were found inside of that apartment, and officers are asking if you have any information about this triple shooting. You're asked to call the Houston Police Department.
I got shot 4 times. I got shot twice in the leg, broke my femur bone, tore my femur artery. I got shot in the liver and the stomach. This one here went through my lung. If it would have went straight, it would have hit my heart. My other homeboy got shot 6 times in the back and lost a kidney. The other dude got shot 5 times in the chest and he didn't make it. He died in the ambulance. Well, you know, it was like a normal day, but for some reason, weeks prior to that, you know, I had a bad feeling something bad was gonna happen. I had my girl was pregnant with my first son at the time, and for some reason I felt like something bad was gonna happen before he was even born. You know, my people thought I was just tripping. You know, so long story short, you know, like you said, back to that day. I had went to go take care of some business. I got home, I had a customer come meet me at the house. When he came to meet me at the house, when we walk in the house, my homeboy cut the game on, we about to play the game. I go to serve my customer that came. When he go to walk out the door, my homeboy go to lock the door. There's already 2 dudes at the door already with guns drawn. They back my other homeboy into the hallway and they back my other homeboy down to the couch. I was the furthest away from everybody, so I never had a gun put to me. And I looked down to reach for my gun, but it wasn't there. You know what I mean? So, and anyways, if I would have reached for my gun, I probably would have got both my partners shot. So I figured, you know, man, just give them the shit. You know what I mean? You can make that back. Go ahead and give them that shit and let them get up out of here. You know, so I grabbed the bag, you know, as soon as they asked, you know, where the shit was at, boom, give them the bag, turn my head, y'all go on about y'all business. I mean, shit, they get the bag and next thing you know, they shoot everybody in the house. I was laying flat on the ground, 2 bullets hit my leg. Dude walked up to me. Well, he walked up to my friend. I thought he was finna shoot my friend in the head. So I grabbed my friend's leg and I pulled him. When I pulled my friend to me, the dude stepped over me, grabbed the PlayStation. When he grabbed the PlayStation, he stepped back over me. I'm still crawling on the floor. He reached down to try to shoot me in the head and I pushed off the ground and the bullet hit me in the stomach. When the bullet hit my stomach, you know, I felt like this warm sensation. I always remember how that concrete felt because it's been a long time since I've been that close to the ground. I know it's probably something weird to talk about, but I don't know when the last time you've been that close to the ground, but it's an awkward feeling. You know what I mean? I never broke a bone in my body. I couldn't even stand up. I pulled myself outside. I pulled myself to where the stairs was at, and I have no idea how I made it like halfway downstairs or whatever, but by the time somebody came to help, I was already halfway downstairs already. I think I was rolling down there. I told myself if I stop moving, I'm gonna die. I felt like I was gonna die, period. But I really felt like if I don't keep going, it's gonna stop right then and there. You know what I mean? When I got shot in the stomach and I felt that sensation, because I already had been shot 3 times. You know what I mean? I probably felt like I was gonna make it then, but once the bullet hit me in my stomach, it was like, I already felt like I was dead already, but I was still moving. In my head, this nigga killed me, but I was still moving.
My leg right here, that's why I jumped up on it and broke it. This way they did the incision, they put a metal rod in my leg. I got screws in my ankle and right here, screws in there. And this way I got shot at too. They took the bullet out. I got shot in my other ankle. Right here, this is a bullet wound. It came out the other side. I got shot right here. The bullet actually right here in my leg. You know what I'm saying? I got a bullet in the middle of my chest. Right here. See? Got a bullet right here in my chest. You know what I'm saying? I got shot right here. Yeah, and he grazed me right here somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Hit 9 times. I had 2 little females with me, you know what I'm saying? I feel like one of them called the dude up because she talking to him. She tell me go pick him up, take him to the highs. I'm dipping around. He don't want to tell me where he at. Then he asked me my government name. So I hit the rear view looking at him. And I whip up in here, jump out, you know what I'm saying? I see him fumbling with the tool. So, you know what I'm saying? When he jump out, I jump out. I run up on him. I'm really finna steal him, you know what I'm saying? But he popped me. So it turned me around right here. So when it turned me around, I tried to run through here. He was running along here shooting at me, you know what I'm saying? I ran, tried to jump the ditch. He shot me in the leg. I fell in there. You know what I'm saying? He's shooting at me, whatever. I'm rolling around, whatever. I jumped up, tried to get on my leg. And when I jumped up on my leg, I broke it. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm rolling in the grass or whatever. He's shooting at me. I'm talking shit. I know I don't go out by no bitch ass nigga. My whole ass don't even want to fight ass nigga. I'm talking shit. He, shut up nigga, just die. You know what I'm saying? He dumping on me like that. Gun jam. He fix it on me. Shoot me some more. Drop the clip. Put another one in on me. I'm talking about heart drop, everything. When that happened, then the little females in the car, they pull out from my car. I'm like, okay, they gonna try to run him over. Nah, they way over here in the street making sure they don't hit him. They scratch off. I'm in the ditch just, ooh, you know what I'm saying? But he finished hitting me when he shot me in the back of the head, you know what I'm saying? I lost all consciousness, you know what I'm saying? I thought I was out of there. He took my ID, my wallet, my phone, everything. So when I wake up in the hospital, I'm a John Doe. You know what I'm saying? Family in there, everybody crying on. It was a real wild episode for me, you know what I'm saying? I was paralyzed from the neck down or whatever.
Took it to the chest, bitch. I'm out here, nigga, money gang, ho. Free codeine, nigga, we out here signing in the night.
Bro, my life been fucked up for a long time, bro. Shot at 18, paralyzed. Fucked off my, I thought I had hoop dreams, fucked that off. From 18 to 21, no walking. 20, no, matter of fact, finna be 21, I fuck around and start walking. And the doctor told me I'd never walk again. 15 years, did 5.5 years, man. Changed my life, man. For real. I'm in the truck right now, naturally, bro. Fucked up, arm ain't healed yet. My leg got a fixator on it, man. I can't even really walk. Cause I got hit 4 times on some hating ass shit. Niggas mad cause I stay in my lane. Niggas mad cause a nigga don't wanna fuck with the niggas. Or a nigga don't wanna fuck with y'all no more. Niggas mad cause they don't understand how a nigga can get out in 1 year and run laps around them niggas and the nigga can't even run.
360 is currently incarcerated.
I've been shot 3 different times. Shit, the first time I got shot when I was 16 in my motherfucking face and shit. Went in right here and it came out through here, this cheek. You can't see it because I grew the hair. The second time, I was at my mom's apartments and shit. And they tried to rob me. And I grabbed a gun and they shot me in my hand. The third time was at the club, trying to pick somebody up, help somebody out, and my ass ended up getting shot in the motherfucking back. Got shot and I crashed my motherfucking van, man. Well, I was at the club and shit, me and my homeboy, and I was leaving and shit, and somebody asked us for a ride, you know what I'm saying, because they were bleeding and shit. I said, okay, I'm gonna take you to the hospital. He said, it's cool. So when he got in, somebody walked up to the van and told me, hold on, man, what's going on? That's my homeboy in there. And all I heard was gunshots, and that's it. I can't even remember nothing else, man. That's all I heard. I drove off and got on the freeway and crashed, man.
King Swift, KIP the wheel, Emo still my brother still, baby on my blood for real, swinging peace nail, SIP bam, T from a hold you here, T-boy you my brother yeah, man they all got killed, so remember when we was little.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, this can
can be read. Did you hear what they said? Did you hear what they said? Did you hear what they said? And they said they shot him in his head. Shot in the head in this crazy country. A shot in the head in this crazy country. Come on, come on, come on, come on. This can be real.
You're not just taking one life. You're taking the life out of an entire family who more than likely will never be the same again. Let's hear from some of these family members.
Yeah, I was standing by the store, and he was down at the park where we was raised at, down there in the bottom. And I heard the gunshots, and you know, it was crazy because I heard the gunshots and I got down, but at the same time I was calling his phone, and his phone was going straight to voicemail. And so at that moment I felt kind of like my whole body was feeling kind of funny, so like I started walking towards where the gunshots was coming from. And like as I'm walking toward the gunshot, it was some more gunshots rung off. It was like three or four more gunshots rung off. So I'm still walking towards the park because as I'm calling his phone, it's going to voicemail. So as I'm walking down there, I'm calling his name real loud. You know, I'm like, Diggy. I'm just calling his name real loud, and I don't hear nobody answering. Like I don't hear him responding to me. So when I come through the park, and somebody was like, one of the guys who died last year on July the 4th, you know, out there in Fort Ward, he was standing right there by my brother, and he was like, they shot your brother.
Dequarius Tucker, also known as Tuck, was standing right by DeAndre Edwards, who was also shot and killed a few months later at a July 4th celebration in Houston's 4th Ward. Jamal Dixon Lackey, 26, and Charles Jackson, 29, were also killed during the shooting. Another 37-year-old man and 10-year-old child were shot but survived. Dequarius Tucker's brother DeMarcus Tucker, 33, was also shot and killed 2 weeks later after his death.
And my brother's on the whole other side of the park, so I had to run through the park. And by the time I got to him, me and him was talking. You know, I'm asking him where he was shot at. You know, he was telling me that he was hit in the leg. And I'm like, you know, everything will be all right. I took my shirt off, had to wrap his leg. You know, I was just talking to him, and him was having a whole conversation. Then by the time I was going to get my car, the ambulance was pulling up. And so when the ambulance got there, they was like, you know, asking him where he was shot at. He was still saying my leg, and he was like, oh, my back hurting also. So they were like, we're gonna cut your shirt open to see if you've been shot anywhere, you know, on your body, on your upper body part. So they cut the shirt open and they rolled him over, and that's when he had 2 bullet holes in his back. And I was just telling him, you know, you gotta pull through, you gonna make it. You know, he was having a full conversation when he was talking. You know, he was just like, I'm all right. You know, just get me to the hospital. Those last words I said to my brother, I was just like, I love you. I see you when you get to the hospital.
All I know is that I was awakened out of my sleep by my husband and my brother telling me to wake up. And when I woke up, you know, when you come out your sleep, you're in a daze. So you like, okay, what's going on? Why you waking me up? And they just, they were screaming at me. They wasn't just like saying, wake up, wake up. They was like, get up. And my husband was shaking me. And I kind of woke up. I was like, what? Why are you hollering at me? And he was like, get up now and get dressed. I was like, why? And when I woke up, I seen my brother at the end of my bed. And I was like, my first instinct was my mom, because my mom stayed with my brother. And I was like, what's going on? And then that's when my husband had said that D has been shot. When he said that to me, I said, what? And he said, he's been shot. Get up and get dressed. And I was like, is my child dead? And he's like, and my brother broke in and said, no, they say they got him at Ben Taub. You need to get there. You need to get there. So I couldn't move for a minute. because my heart was sinking. Because I was like, okay, where was he? Where did he get shot at? You know, did nobody know that? And then I grabbed my phone and seen where I had all the missed calls. So I called LJ, and LJ was like, Mama, get to Ben Taub. He's in surgery. He's in surgery. So I hurried up and got dressed. And God knows that was the longest ride from where I stayed to Ben Taub. And I was saying, okay, God, you know, I know he gonna be all right. You know, I was praying the whole way there. And once we got there, you know how you have to park in Ben Taub garage. We ran down the sidewalk. I got to the emergency room. They told me, go to the 4th floor in surgery. When me and my husband got to the 4th floor in surgery, I seen my son. Larry was down at the other end. So I ran down there, and LJ had his shirt on and had blood on it. I was like, what happened? What the hell happened? You know, what happened? Who shot him? Who shot him? And LJ was like, Mama, I don't know. All I know is that he was shot in the leg, and then the police came and the ambulance came to get him. And I was like, well, what else? And then that's when LJ told me, well, Mama, when they turned him over, he was shot in the back. By the time LJ was saying that, I was like, but who the hell shot him? And by that time we turned around, they was calling our name. And when I turned around, I seen the police officer, the doctor. So my LJ took off running. I turned around and I seen the chaplain. So like I said, I work in healthcare. I done worked in the ER. So I was like, oh my God, you know, please don't, God, don't let this be what they're gonna tell me. So we ran down there and we went in the room. They closed the room. The doctor asked us to sit down. So my baby son was like, just give us the news, doctor. Is my brother alive or what? Is he gonna make it or what? And the doctor said he didn't make it.
I was at home and my cousin called me like around about 1:20. So when he called me, I didn't answer like right off the bat because I was asleep because I had to get up to go to work that morning. So I didn't answer. So by the time I was answering, he hung up, but he called right back. So I answered and he was like, he was like, get up, meet me at the D-Bar, meet me at the club. I'm like, man, I'm asleep. I gotta be at work in a couple more hours. He was like, nah, it's important, get up, it's on with Bird. And the first thing I thought was like, man, what's going on? So I just jumped up. It was cold outside and everything. I had on some shorts, some socks. I just jumped up and I jumped in my car and I burnt off. And then my wife called me back, was like, come back and get me. He said, come get me. So by the time I go back and pick my wife up, I changed clothes, I put something on, and we get there and I just pulled up. And the whole time I'm just praying like, man, I hope ain't nothing wrong, hope ain't nothing bad, hope ain't nothing bad happening. So when I pull up, I just see yellow tape. When I seen the yellow tape, it was like I already knew it wasn't anything good coming out of seeing no yellow tape.
He was going to the bar to get a drink, and when he got to the bar, he had altercation with a guy, and he called me over there, like field movie. And when I stepped over there, when I got over there, he told the dude, you ain't give me enough time to say nothing. And when I went over there, I put my hands on the dude's chest like, hey, what's going on? And when I done that, he pulled out his gun and started shooting. You know, he got hit right here in the windpipes. He was trying to talk, but he couldn't say nothing. You know, if I hit you in your chest, it's knock you in. It's hard for you to say something. He couldn't say nothing. He was just gasping for help. But I kept telling him, don't die on me, Dollar Bill. I'm on the phone with the ambulance, 911. They on their way. It's gonna be all right. Don't die on me. He kept trying to talk to me, but when me and my cousin was in that club, the police coming there with their guns then, I told them, it's what y'all doing with the guns for now? It's just me in here. Y'all know I ain't killing. What y'all got y'all guns pointed on me for? They coming there, the whole club empty, just me and Dollar Bill in there. I don't know what went on outside because I never exited the door. I stayed in the club the whole night till the investigators walked me out where I was able to see my family then.
I got a call from my nephew Corey to come to a club about 1:30 in the morning. And when we got there, we found out that my son had been shot and killed. And for just a senseless act, because he didn't know the person that killed him. It was just senseless.
I got a call about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I wasn't going to answer the phone because I didn't really recognize the phone number, because I just don't answer phones that I didn't know. And so I get a call and it says, "Are you Calandria Kemp?" And I said, "This is she." Still didn't have no alertness of why is this person calling me. And he said, "Do you have a son, George Kemp?" I said, "I do." But then knowing the type of parents that George and I are, we was like, I'm thinking, what did George do? If something happened, I'm going to whip his butt. That's what I was thinking. Because I was like, okay, kids must got into something. And then he said, well, there was an altercation. And he said, well, do you know where George was? I said, well, if it's Thursday, I said, George should have been maybe at a football game, because I know he's always taking other young boys and making them get back into football. So I'm thinking maybe they went at a football practice or something, because George was trying to be a daddy to everybody in the community. So I'm thinking, no, he probably was at a football practice, a football game or something. He was like, well, that is correct. It was a football game, and it was an altercation after the game, and George was shot. And I said, okay. And immediately I'm thinking, where is George? So I just started saying, okay, what hospital? Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how to get my shoes on as fast as I can. And you start trying to grab my bags and everything while I had him on the phone, like, what hospital? And then he said, no, ma'am, I'm sorry to tell you. That George didn't survive. And at that time, it was like everything became still. I couldn't breathe.
I'm coming to the hospital. Where he at? He all right? He was like, nah, he deceased.
Yeah, man, we open. Way too much studios.
Joshua was living in a condominium, and Joshua was considering purchasing the condominium. And he said, but Mom, she wants to charge me X amount of dollars. I said, Joshua, give her my number, have her to call me. I will negotiate a good price for you. Joshua's landlord called me, and I was thinking that we were about to talk about negotiating on the condominium. But she said, I'm sorry to tell you, but your son was shot and killed. Someone kicked my door in and shot and killed your son.
Just received a call from Zoe's godfather Sunday morning on the April 17th, and he just told me, sit down. If you're standing up, can you please sit down? He told me just sit on the floor, and I sat down on the floor. He told me Andrew has been shot. I didn't know it was serious or it was a joke, but my body just lost all the energy until he came and picked me up. We went to like 3 emergency rooms to seek for Andrew, and I just wanted to see him. All I wanted is just to see Andrew and see what's going on. Ask him like, what is going on? Is he okay? Is he talking? What is really going on? We found him in Memorial, Herman Southwest. He was in the emergency room, and I just lost all the strength. I remember falling down, just calling his name, and there was no answer. It was just, I really thought there was hope because everybody was praying, pastors were calling, and I just put the phone on the speaker, we prayed. In the intensive care unit, they gave me a Bible. I kept putting anointing oil on him and just praying. I even asked the doctors, even if he don't get better, if we can just go home with him and take care of him like that. On the 19th, that's when they told us there's completely no hope. But we said, no, there is hope, and we're gonna keep praying. They had to fly another neurologist from New York on the 20th in the morning. That's when he came and checked him, and that's when they realized after we brought Zoe talked to him and everything, that's when he couldn't fight anymore.
The biggest question of all is why? Why do we choose to use gun violence instead of using conflict resolution to solve our problems? Why would you shoot your brother instead of sitting down with your brother to try to resolve differences?
It was because I'm in the wrong neighborhood, you feel me? I got shot in my head on McGregor and Scott. All I gotta say about that.
That's being taught, you know, I got to kill somebody.
Yeah, just for the hell of it.
Crack cocaine and lack of jobs.
You just don't like me because why, bro?
Everybody don't vibe with everybody. You got these niggas that don't like these niggas don't like this nigga. This nigga think he hard, you step on his shoe, end up killing him. You know what I'm saying? This shit crazy, man.
How you gonna hate a nigga you don't even know? I don't even know you, bro.
You know, they pick a fight with you just to shoot you.
Just beefing over these blocks, you know what I'm saying? And they ain't even theirs and shit. They fighting for nothing.
Maybe because I'm a black nigga in a foreign with a foreign on the side.
Motherfucker just ignorant. That's what it is.
Because I come in with some loud colors on, shit, I done threw a live unit together. I got the unit you wanted, or the J's you wanted, or the Gucci's you wanted that day that you couldn't get, bro. It ain't my fault.
It's the younger generation.
Everybody want to be a real nigga.
Cause most of the older guys, they cool, you know. It's the younger dudes, they, like I said, man, they so much, they don't want to take a loss.
Niggas don't want to look like no hoe.
They didn't grow up being outside like that.
Even if they could play basketball, I don't think none of them play basketball. None of them throw a football around, ain't nobody fighting. Know what I mean? It's nothing physical no more, man.
They was mostly in the house playing video games. So now that they done jumped off the porch or whatever, the first thing they do is grab a gun. Cause they can't fight.
These little niggas, man, is toting guns way bigger than them. They killing, and we need to step in. The big homies need to step in. You know what I mean? And do something about it. Talk to these niggas. Ain't no more punching niggas in the chest saying, little nigga, you gonna have to stop now. You gonna have to be more effective. You fuck around and get shot by somebody you watch grow up doing that.
Man, we had hoods. You know, if you was Makers Home, Fifth Ward, and all that, everybody was clicked up from their hoods. We didn't have gangs. We wasn't throwing up no gang sign. We would throw up our hoods and stuff like that. But nowadays, you got colors. You got blue and red, and you got people inventing their own gangs down here, implementing all that shit coming back from California. Because when we was coming up, there wasn't gangs in Houston.
But you know, niggas make a gang every day now. You know what I mean? Back then it was a law that you came into and you respected. You didn't start this law was here before you. You came in, you followed this law. You know what I mean? This code was already here. This was nothing that you created, you know what I mean? This is something you grew up into, learning, you know what I mean? Nowadays, they got their own laws. Nowadays, they make a gang every other day. If it's 3-4 niggas that all chill together every day, that I can see them getting high, come up with a name, and from there on, they rocking it, you know what I mean? And they gonna die behind it. So, you know, it's like, you know, I ain't taking nothing away from them. They gonna die behind it, so, you know, it's the whole thing changed as far as the law. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we had laws, we had codes, we had, you know what I mean? You know, nowadays it's every man for himself, really.
And it's crazy because it wasn't like that a couple years ago. Now all of a sudden it's just gangs. That's how you hear.
When it be the trouble in the neighborhood, it really usually don't be with the people within the neighborhood. Cause when we all grew up together, we all know each other. Like my mom would be somebody else's mom, and you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we all grew up. So we all kind of knew each other. They didn't really almost killing each other, nothing like that. We knew each other. It really be people coming from the outside, coming in, and it's like somebody bringing somebody in your house and, you know, destroying your house. You don't even know these people.
And I think it's the government.
I think it's several things. Number one, I think we're aimlessly living. That means living without a purpose, period. Number two, people are living by the code. You know, and the code is either kill or be killed. And it's just that simple. That's just the way of life for African Americans in low economic areas. See, a lot of times people kill others because they're focusing on someone else rather than focusing on themselves.
I was in ICU for a minute. I was fucked up real bad. And then I ended up catching pneumonia in the bitch. I was fucked up. I was out of there though. They told my mama I'm gonna make it though.
It was crazy, bro. I kept hearing y'all, and shit, I was crying because I could hear y'all. Shit, I can't open my eyes.
Had to work my way up from lifting less than 1 pound to a 270-pound nigga. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a hurt. It was just a burn, and I know where I'm hit at because I'm feeling the burn, but it ain't bothering me, you know what I'm saying? I ain't feel it until the aftermath in the hospital. That's when I felt it every day, you know what I'm saying? From head to toe, I felt it every day. It was hard to move, hard to do anything, you know what I'm saying? That's when it really hurt. It don't hurt at the moment. It hurt later, you know what I'm saying? Then you gotta take your medicine or whatever. I got nerve damage, so my hands and bottom of my feet numb, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it don't hurt right then. It hurt for the rest of your days.
I was like, where am I at?
My baby mama, ain't nobody want to tell me what was going on. They ain't, because they didn't know, because I was such a hothead, they didn't know how I was gonna react. You know what I'm saying? You go from being a wild man, having money, living your life, you know, on the edge, just doing whatever you want to do, you know, controlling stuff, feeling like you can't be touched, to being paralyzed, and then they tell you got to be in a wheelchair. You're gonna have to stay in this hospital for the next 3 months. You know, so somebody left my photo album at the hospital of me being able, you know, me back in the day, being able to take care of myself and doing my own thing. I just broke down crying. So being, you know, everybody thinking that gangster life is what it is, that life ain't what it is.
It's just pain when it get cold, it hurts and shit. Different weathers, you know what I'm saying, that should be hurting. Yeah, shit, I'm on some pills right now because I was in pain in my back and shit.
You know what I mean? I got life flighted. I was in shock trauma, ICU for like a month and a half. Woke up with tubes down my throat, through my nose, my neck, staples, my whole stomach closed up. I couldn't even see my belly button no more. My body couldn't move, none of that. I had to learn how to walk again, piss again, shit again, breathe again, all that shit all over again. The shit that people do every day and take that shit for granted. You able to move every day, so you don't know what it's like to just one day, your body don't work no more. I couldn't even lean up. I couldn't do shit. I couldn't even talk to you without the monitors going off from the blood pressure rising from talking about the situation. Me and my brothers, we were all real close to my mom. You know, she raised all of us by herself, and all 4 of us graduated high school. You know what I mean? So it messed her up. It messed her up so bad that it stressed her out, and it actually brought the lupus out. She didn't find out she had lupus until I got out the hospital, and they told her it was because she had it, but the stress is what brought it completely out from going through this shit with me being in the hospital. She was there every day, bro.
As a community activist, the most difficult part of my job is having to console those members of the family once they've lost a family member from gun violence. You see, when you kill one person in the community, it's like a domino effect. You affect the children, you affect the parents, the grandparents, the neighbors, the friends. Everyone who once loved that person that you murdered now has a gaping hole in their hearts that never heals. So before you pull that trigger, understand, you're not just taking one life. You're taking the life out of an entire family who more than likely will never be the same again. Let's hear from some of these family members.
The hardest days, I would have to say, was the day after the casket was lowered into the ground. That next day had to be the hardest day of my life. I had to really depend on my spirituality. I had to allow God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit to do what the Bible said it would do. Otherwise, I would not be here in this interview.
My brother was killed back in 93 of March. He was also shot. That was hard. Then I had my nephew killed in May of 2008 on the southwest side. That was hard. But hard was to watch my son laying in a casket that I knew my son was never coming back. And they always say that you're supposed to bury your parents, and I had to turn around and bury my son. People say you'll heal, you'll recover. No. To lose my child, I will never, ever recover from this. I will never stop thinking about my child. It's by the grace of God that wakes me up each day to move, to get up. It's some days that I lay in my bed that I don't much want to move. It's some nights I wake up and I just start crying. I get on the floor and start crying. And my husband had to get up and just sit there and console me until I didn't cry that I couldn't cry no more. You cry till your head hurt. And at the same time, your heart is hurt. You could be the best person you are, but when you're a mother and you didn't carry a child 9 months or however long, because some kids be born premature. But when you didn't carry them and you nurture them and you love them unconditionally, your love as a mother never wavers. It's unconditionally, whether they are bad or good. That tears your soul apart. A mother has a bond with their child that can't nobody break. And it has been a rough 11 months, almost 11 months for me. My life changed from the moment that doctor said that my son did not make it. I can't even tell you how that tore me apart. It ripped my heart apart. Then I asked to see my son, and they told me that I would have to wait till homicide came to see him.
You made yourself God and took in your own hand that my son didn't belong here no more. Not that you shot him one time, you shot him several times. And then you had a decent enough to get in front of the judge and say how you want to better your life. And as far as I sat back and look at all this going on, not one time, they even mentioned one time that they're sorry for taking my son's life for what they done.
He might got out here and had fights, okay, that's normal, that's life. But, oh Lord Jesus, baby, when I didn't see my son's head wide open, so I know. I put a 9mm in my head and pulled the trigger, but it wasn't even no bullets in there, because he took the bullets out. That's how much I know that my son did not deserve murder. I know he did not.
Man, that's my bro, man. Kid.
Man, Freezer gone, we gone, man. Shit, we ain't come from Drake. Who Drake? He was liking Drake. He was body rocking the Drake. Nah, you a lie. You was body rocking. Nah, I was in there. His future going on. I was in there. Shit.
It's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? They took half of me. You know, we always was together. Always did shit together. You know what I'm saying? I would call him. He would call me. We might not see eye to eye all the time, but in the long run, we never not talk to each other, you know what I'm saying? We always stay tight. Nigga would call me and tell me he loved me. It's on GP, you know what I'm saying?
All I had was my voice and my faith in God. I realized this is the second chapter of my life that I have to continue on. To living with all my son, keep fighting myself to try to commit suicide. To still stand strong, still reach back, help somebody else out, even though I'm struggling myself. But my son gave me a second chapter of my life. Daddy, you are strong. You're gonna be all right. But you just go through the process and keep doing what you're doing. Because they can't stop you. The more ultimate pain has been done to you. They took your son from you. What more pain do you need?
I never would imagine that my child would have got killed somewhere where he grew up at. With all the people in Third Ward, where I grew up at. I'm from Third Ward. My mom them is from Third Ward. They grew up, my son got killed in a park that he grew up playing in every day.
He went to some apartments and they let off 30 rounds and they killed them and left him there. And
we had just left him about an hour getting some Christmas money. And he told me to come back the next day to get the other half, but he died. So I didn't come back.
I didn't believe them. I just thought it was just a joke. I just thought they were just trying to mess with me, just give me a surprise.
Feeling just no hope.
People think I'm kind of crazy because I keep a picture of her from her funeral that day in the casket. And when anybody asks me why it's there, it's because I have to make sure I know that, because I wake up sometimes and I'll still call her phone. I mean, of course, the police have her phone, so I still call her phone. I still text her. I don't know. I just, I don't know. It's just a crazy situation. There are plenty of days that I actually had picked up a gun and pointed it to my face, like basically where my child got shot at, and wonder, like, was she laughing? Did she find it funny and the gun went off? Was she scared? Did she cry? How did she feel? Like, how did she actually feel at that moment is what I want to know. And what if this gun goes off while I'm doing this? But I just, when you have no answers to questions, you're really in you're really in a fucked up position. I'm just gonna say it like that. Really, you are. I try to keep these interviews clean, but you're really in a fucked up position, because I don't know how my baby girl felt that day. I don't know what happened. I don't know if something was going on. I don't know if she was scared. I don't know if she thought it was a joke. I don't know. Sometimes motherfuckers wonder why I drink like I do. This why. So, however, take it how y'all want to, but.
My brother, he was like my world. That was like my everything. Like my brother, that was my boy. Like, he taught me a lot. Besides my grandfather, it was my brother that was like my father. He just wasn't my big brother. He was also like my father because he taught me a lot of things, and it hurt me deeply. Like right now, I don't, I'm on camera, so I ain't really no shed no tears nothing like that. But it really hurt. It hurt deep when you by yourself, and there's somebody you wake up with every day. Like, man, my brother, we stayed together every day. Like everything our whole life was planned out with each other, so losing him was just like I lost a real big part of myself. So that's a hurting feeling to lose somebody that's real close to you like that. Like, it's a hurting feeling.
We had a strong bond. That was one of my best friends. He was real cool. Like, if I don't want to talk, I just call him, do whatever. That was basically our role model. That's who all of us looked up to. I'm in college. I already started doing what I want to do with my life. But I do have 3 younger siblings that really don't know what they want to do. And for the youngest one, she 2. So she might not, when she get older, she never gonna remember any of her good memories with my dad.
That hurt me the most because I was right there. And I hope he could have shot both of us in the leg. We could have been at the hospital talking about it that night. We could have been right here laughing about it. But I took my first loss in the club as a fighter and wasn't no punches thrown. I lost a loved one, somebody I was very close to. We done everything together. Stayed together, partied together, went out together. Everybody thought we was brothers, but we was first cousins, and to us we was brothers.
It's heartbreaking, it's hurtful, and it's a devastation to my entire family. We're just struggling day by day, trying to get by.
I gave him my name to continue on. That was my legacy for him to carry my name on. I got it through my grandfather. And that was snatched from me.
Plenty of days that come to where I just don't even want to get out of bed and I don't want to do it anymore.
I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep for about 2 weeks straight. My husband thought I was gonna have a nervous breakdown. I went back to work while I was planning my son's funeral. I started having anxiety attacks. I never had an anxiety attack. I had an anxiety attack. They took me out from work. They put me on medication. Then I was complaining, like, how can I make it without my son?
I always told my son when he goes to situations to suck it up. Suck it up. I don't want to hear suck it up. Suck it up. And when we had my son's funeral, I walked in a room. And I looked at the picture like my son looked at me like his mouth started moving. I said, Daddy, suck it up. So I looked at him. I said, son, I promise you, this day, your day, or you're going home, I will not shed one tear. And I kept that promise through their whole day. For that day. But after that, the tears started rolling. I can't stop him.
I went in his room and the other day and just straightening things around. And for some odd reason, out of all these years, I never came across his ultrasound photos. And I just had to stare at him and look at the beginning. And then I'm looking at, wow, that was where all the promises were. That was all the dreams and all the hopes and everything that we had, thinking about the future of our son that was to come, thinking about the legacy and what he would do and how many children he would have, and then to be standing in his room and he's gone. And to know that my child would never, ever come see his mama again. Never seeing his mama again. And that's what kept resonating in my head, that no matter what we do, no matter how many protests we do, rallies, speaking engagements, it doesn't matter. We are still left with the final outcome of not having our son.
There was never a time when more than 48 hours would pass and we were not in contact. So it was a separation anxiety that was just killing my body. And I always say that it felt like someone had removed my brains from my head and had removed my heart from my body. And my soul was rippled, torn, worn, and it was just crumbled.
The world don't feel our pain.
Imagine not hearing your child's voice ever again in life. Scream if you want to, let it loose. You don't have to hold down no certain way.
This is not what we had planned for George. This is not what we had planned. This is not what we had planned for George.
They said she cried because her only son was dead. And tell me, could you imagine if your only son was dead and somebody told you he has to be buried? Yeah. Come on, come on, come on, come on. This can't be buried.
We can't look at crime and violence and inner city gunfire as if though it is an immovable mountain. As a matter of fact, I believe that God has assigned us to this mountain to prove that it can be moved. Let's talk about some solutions.
Get more kids involved in sports. You know, that's what helped us out with Keith and Corey and Bird, and all of us grew up together playing sports. That was our common denominator. You know, we played all our life, you know, so actually being in there keep you away from the streets, you know, and we all were hanging together because we all had the same interests, you know, and then when you good in sports, then you don't have no choice but to go further and get a scholarship, you know, where your mamas don't have to pay for school, you know what I'm saying? Get out the ghetto.
We got to get outside of our environment and see what's going on around in the world in order to bring it back to your environment, to your neighborhood, and make it that much better. You know what I'm saying?
That ain't cool to be in the hood all your life. You know, you could be hood and be where you from, but be intelligent too, you know. You could be have the best of both worlds, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be ghetto all your life. Who wants to live in the hood all their life?
But someone has to show you. And if you've never been shown anything different, how can you expect a different result?
Find something to do.
Stay in school.
Go to school.
Go to school.
Go to school, man.
Go to college.
Get an education.
Graduate.
Pick up a book and read things that you ain't never read before. Spend an hour a day reading something, and you're gonna gain more and more knowledge. Where we're failing at, we're not reading. We have to self-educate ourselves. You could come in my class day in and day out, not learn a thing, and get a B. Hey, and you get a college degree. I see more educated fools on this earth than I've seen anything. Don't go to college, don't go to high school just to get an education. Go to learn something, to be a better person, to help someone else.
Say no to this shit right here. This ain't no good. This right here, kids, look closely. And this shit right here, this ain't for y'all. Become somebody, don't become niggas like us. Cause there ain't no future in it, homeboy.
You either gonna die or go to jail. Only two options you got.
What are your kids gonna have to look up to if this is what you're doing? Either you're gonna end up dead or in jail.
Ain't no such thing as success in the street. I don't give a fuck how much money you have.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste, man.
Follow your first mind, man. Your first mind tell you no. 9 times out of 10 is no, bro.
To the little homies out there around the world, man.
Start thinking negative things begin to happen.
If you was taught all about surviving, just know it's a whole nother way of life, man.
When you think positive things begin to happen.
I just chill, man. We gotta be patient.
You don't gotta fight for your life every day, fool.
Everybody's life is important.
Think.
Think about what you're doing before you pick up a gun.
Life is about choices.
Stop shooting because kids are here.
It's easy to walk away.
You want somebody killing you?
Realize you taking a father, you taking an uncle, you know, maybe a grandfather.
You wouldn't want nobody to murder a member of your family.
Talk it out.
Talk it out or walk away.
Your choice should never be to take somebody else's life.
If it look like it don't look right, don't do it.
Oh, I shouldn't have did it, or I hate I did that.
Because somewhere down the line, you're gonna get caught. Now you in jail and your family has to suffer just like you.
And everybody have a bad day, but that bad day shouldn't result in you hurting somebody, killing somebody, just taking away a family member.
You allowing the people that want to kill us to sit back. They letting us do what they want to do. And then they go out and do some more.
Think before you do it.
Cause I know it's a bunch of you niggas watching it and damn near died. And y'all done went back and do the same shit that damn near took your life the first time.
It's time to stop it. As far as being black people, a black race, we study killing each other on senseless things, and we need to stop.
If you're in any type of situation, domestic violence, I mean, it's hitting on you, abusing you, anything, get out of it, talk to somebody, get some help.
Find out what your purpose in life is.
Never let nobody tell you ain't real, cause you ain't a street nigga.
Stop being so many dudes, they quick to pick up a gun and think, oh, I'm tough because I got a gun. And what you don't know, the next man might have a gun too. Like me, I'm licensed to carry a gun. I keep a gun on me at all times. But if it gets down to that, I'm down to throw these hands before I use this gun regardless.
You ain't got to be a street nigga to be a man.
Everybody always say, my friend. People are not your friends. People are here to see you fall. Don't believe everybody tell you. You know, if you want to wear your pants up, wear them up. You know, because if you don't say, then you this here, or You're not that. You're not gonna be this in life. Pick your pants up. You know, everybody knows people they want to hang out. Every party ain't your party. Every gathering ain't your gathering. Sometimes you just say, man, I don't want to go. I'm staying at home. And, you know, young men say entice young ladies, you know, telling them what they can do. You know, hey, I'm this. They feel like the more tattoos I get, the harder I look. You know, and you putting tattoos all on your face, trying to be like these rappers. You know, but these guys have money. They got people backing them up to make them look like that. You run around, your fathers don't have no money, your mothers don't, your grandparents don't. You don't have a job, but you're making yourself look like an image that you don't even portray. And then I know you don't judge nobody by the way they look, but I'm here to tell you, as a father, some of y'all guys look ridiculous. First of all, you have to learn how to respect yourself. And once you respect yourself, I guarantee you, you will accomplish more out of life. And the one you call your friend, the more you accomplish, the more he gonna hate you, because he's not on the same road that you're going. Make better judgment of who your friends are. The best friend you can have, the more awesome friend you can have, it's your parents, because they're not gonna guide you in the wrong direction.
The real deal is you need to go ask your attorney, where does he like to vacation? Where does his children like to go to school? Where fine restaurants does he like to go eat at? Where does his wife like to shop? You need to ask all those questions first, because when you get into trouble, you're going to need a whole lot of that finances to be able to get yourself out of it. And guess what? That attorney is not really going to care about you and defending you, because all he wants at the bottom line is your money. So that money that you was killing your next door neighbor for, the money that you was robbing the guy down the street for, or you had a bad deal to go bad, well, it wasn't for you anyway. If you didn't even take the money to even try to help build the house where you live, or either help your parents with anything, but you did it all for self-gain. And in the end, it wasn't for your self-gain. You've been tricked.
Another thing I like to tell to young men and young ladies, you know, I'm tired of you going around talking about this is the way the hood is. This the hood. First of all, don't nobody even own the hood. It's not even your hood. If you don't own a piece of property, paid for with taxes, that's the only thing you will own there if you pay your taxes. So quit claiming your hood. Because when you get in a situation, your hood ain't for you. You for yourself. The one you call your homeboy, your road dog, my partner, who I kick with, they gonna kick it from you. And who you gonna, first person you gonna call? My mama and my daddy. The ones that been preaching all their life, every day. Don't do this here. But you would rather listen to that guy out there in the streets that's your hood partner. And your hood partner, all he did was lie to you. Y'all lying to each other. And you always have a house where everybody say, I can go in and hang out over here and do what we do. That's the way we do it. But ask your hood partner, can I go to your house and do it? No, man, my mama they ain't gonna do this here. So they'll find the weakest one. And he ain't paying no rent, don't have a job, don't do this here. Might be staying with grandma. Grandma got a little age on her. Oh man, don't worry about her. Man, we can do this way we do it around here. Grandma's getting tired. Mamas and daddy's getting tired. The law's getting tired. So what? But when you get in trouble, the first person you want to go back to the one you done dogged out all your life.
Hell nah.
No.
Hell nah.
Of course not. Hell no.
It ain't gonna never be peace out here. They gonna shoot all niggas and we gonna go back down there and shoot them niggas.
Violence was here long before you got here.
Violence gonna be here.
Violence was here long before I got here.
Violence ain't gonna never be stopped.
It ain't gonna stop.
Hell no.
Nah, I pray it stop.
It's not.
They ain't on that. It's always gonna be somebody hating.
I hope we get peace in the street.
They wanna pop a nigga real fast. There's always somebody trying to cross the next man and shit.
I don't see it because I ain't seen the shit. I mean, I hope it be.
It ain't never gonna stop.
It'll be something good for my kids and shit. You ain't gotta worry about nobody shooting them and robbing them and all that other type of shit.
They killed Tuck.
Somebody always got the junk. It's like
It's always
you
gonna be
got
somebody
people
throwing shade,
like
throwing salt
us.
on somebody else's name just to
Then
shine.
you're gonna have the next
Oh.
generation growing up. You feel me?
They want to be just
They
like us
want to
or
be
better.
just like daddy. You know what I'm saying? Or just like the older brother. So when they see us the way we do, the way we move, the way we act, the way we talk, you know, they like that shit. They gonna eventually stick to us, you know?
The crime and violence in our city is not an immovable mountain. We also have to understand that mountains do not move themselves. So let's take a look at some of the movements and some of the people that are working diligently every single day to move this mountain.
We got too many brothers out here that's been falling short, man. I lost too many friends and too many, in the last 5 to 6 months, I lost 4 friends. I ain't trying to lose no more, so I ask y'all to think before you blink. That's the motto today, no shoes on.
No shoes on, stop the violence, peace to peace.
Keep on, keep that same old feeling. Keep on, keep that same old feeling. Keep on, keep that same old feeling. Keep on. Keep that same old feeling. Keep on. Keep that same old feeling.
Going down. I told
Keep on. Keep that same old feeling.
We got free food for the kids.
No shoes on.
Keep that same old feeling. Keep on. Keep that same old feeling.
The real cause is politicians are playing chess games
That's
while
right.
the inner city children are being gunned down. What will it take? It'll take somebody in a high position for their son, their daughter to be laying on a cement slab, and then you'll say it's time to do something. I'm sick and tired of this.
I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. No more BS. No more. A year ago, during the same time of the year, I had to borrow this sanctuary because of a triple homicide in Greensboro. 3 children, the early ages 20, 21.
Don't let them get tired. I feel no way tired.
What do we want?
Tell them we love you.
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 Let's go. Brandon Bragg.
Brandon Bragg.
Brandon Bragg.
Brandon Bragg.
Rashad Minnick.
Rashad Minnick.
Rashad Minnick.
Rashad Minnick.
Davion Hall.
Davion Hall.
Davion Hall.
Davion Hall.
Patrick Murphy.
Patrick Murphy.
Patrick Murphy.
Patrick Murphy.
Desmond Smith.
Desmond Smith.
Desmond Smith.
Desmond Smith.
Raymond Swanson.
Raymond Swanson.
Raymond Swanson.
Raymond Swanson.
Raymond Jones.
Parson Jones.
Parson Jones.
Parson
The most unnatural act in life is for a mother or father to have to bury their child to senseless violence. That's the most unnatural act on earth. So we'll make sure every family here is supported and loved on. Have we gotten every family? Have we gotten every family? Now, listen, we're getting ready to have a peace war.
Peace war.
Understand our language. We're getting ready to have a peace war. We didn't come to tear anything up. We didn't come to cause havoc nor chaos. We came to bring a spirit of love and unity and peace that will cancel every evil force in this community and every community where evil tries to reside.
No more bloodshed! 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 What do we want? Peace! What do we want? Peace! What do we want? Peace!
Listen up, brothers and sisters. This might be the first time that someone in this community has ever even seen something like this. You understand what I'm saying? So we gotta finish stronger than when we started. We wanted to stop in the middle of the street and acknowledge you. And acknowledge your loved one, the one that you lost. And let you know that we stand with you and that your loved one has not been buried in vain. We're gonna make a change and we're gonna make a difference in this community. Is that right? Is that right?
Community, let's holler at them. We love you. 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 Make your voice heard. Take back your community. One neighborhood, one block, one family at a time.
I go out there and I try to lift them up instead of using these hands to put them down.
I will continue to fight and to keep his memory alive, not only with my grandsons, but with other mothers and whoever else need our help.
To go to the restroom, there is no George. I have to pass by an empty room every morning, every night. No George. I don't think your parents want to pass by your room and not see you.
And we're gonna make sure that we are using our pain to be our empowerment, to be able to help others that are out there that are going through the same thing.
I'm trying to bring these kids out of the gang lifestyle. I'm trying to bring them out of the streets. And what I am asking the city of Houston is unite.
I will continue to fight. My son didn't die in vain, and I will not let his name go down in vain.
It doesn't matter if you're black, if you're white, if you're Chinese, if you're Mexican.
We don't care what clique, what color, what side of town you live on.
If you're from Mexico or you're from Guatemala.
One Houston and one hood.
Under this sun, we're all brothers.
Just listen.
Bro, it's not you all the time, but it be your circle, bro.
Pookie gonna say Pookie so dumb, Pookie say damn dumb. Let's get down. Music through video games, they know how to play with our masculinity.
They tear down your school before they tear down the prison. I'm the original person that came up with the idea of the Scared Straight program. Houston Harris County certified me as an adult at 16, and they gave me 200 years in prison. Ended up staying, my teeth was kicked out. I ended up in solitary confinement 4 years of my first 4 years of my life. Anybody know what I mean when I said I ended up in solitary confinement? Because I had what you call an anger problem and an attitude problem. My anger became one of my worst enemies. You know how you get mad at the world, you go to kick it. I don't care no more. Call the police. Get out the video game, get in the books. Get off the internet, get off Facebook, get in the books. Because right now, what you put on Facebook will follow you the rest of your life. Slavery is abolished. That means there's no more slavery except when you commit a crime. So what they do right here, he said, well, I'm gonna do something to make them commit crimes. I'm gonna start pouring drugs in their community. I'm gonna start dumbing down their schools. I'm gonna start putting a liquor store on every corner. 70,000 people get out of jail every month out of Texas. Now to stop this recycle, we got to understand how we not get caught up in the trap.
Prison that you can't smell, a prison that you can't touch, a prison that you can't understand, because the prison they created is a prison for your mind.
The knowledge of self is the key to us coming up. Because when you know yourself, you're gonna love yourself. And if you love yourself, you'll do better by yourself. So I want you to know, no matter what your condition is, love you by knowing who you are. I'm telling you who you are. You're the original people of this earth. You gave birth to every race that's walking the planet. And whose you are, you belong to God. And because God loves you, you should learn to love yourself. If you want to end the gang violence, if you want to end black on black crime, if you want to end young people killing young people, then the thing to do is to unleash the economic engine of this city so that the people who are the least, the last, the lost, and locked out and left behind have an opportunity to engage in the economic process. Then they have incentive not to kill or be killed, and they have an incentive to make peace in the streets. Why? You can't rebuild Black Wall Street as long as there's blood running in the streets. There is no mystery God. If you're looking for God, look in the mirror, because you are made in His image and after His likeness. So love yourself by learning yourself. And if you do that, unite with self, and let's get up and do something for ourselves to change our own condition. Ain't nobody come down here from Washington, D.C., or from Austin, or even from City Hall to save us. It's up to us to save ourselves. You're the greatest generation we ever produced. There's never been a more fearless generation than you. You got to, no matter what problem you have, you got to hold on, man, because our hope is in you. You that Joshua generation we've been waiting for. You that Nat Turner generation we've been waiting for. You that liberation generation we've been waiting for. You the ones that's gonna lead us to the promised land. So no matter what you're going through, no matter what anybody says about you, whether your hair is in twists, whether you wear it in braids, whether you got it cut off, whether you got tattoos all over your body, whether you got grill in your mouth, whether you like your car slow, loud, and banging, no matter how you like your rap music, sisters, whether you weave it to achieve it, sew it to grow it, whatever you do with your hair, let me tell you one thing, you still the greatest generation we ever had, and don't let nobody tell you any different. We need you, we want you to stay alive, man. Stop the killing, stop the violence, stop for a moment. And don't kill yourself, because suicide is the biggest problem among our young people. So please preserve your life, because God has ordered that you are the ones that's gonna lead us to the promised land. So please stay alive and know that we love you and we're working for you. We believe in you, we trust in you, but all you need is guidance. And we're here to guide you. We love you.
Even though he's gone, you know what I'm saying, his legacy is gonna live on. I'm gonna make sure that whatever I got to do, his kids, his mama, his whole family, his cousin, his brother, you know what I'm saying, he got people behind him, and I just want to know that that's what gives me comfort, you know, because I know my dog, I watched him grow, you know, and his favorite song was Never Would Have Made It, and so one verse stick out in my head, and it say, I'm stronger, I'm wiser, and I'm better. And I watched him grow to be stronger, wiser, and he was better.
You gonna get drinks on me? No, I'm lying, not on me, on Big Meat. Big Meat buying drinks. Demetrius lied. Drinks on Big Meat. All the drinks on Big Meat. Demetrius lied. Tell him Bird told you that.
Regardless of how many tears we shed in the Bayou City, there is no city like Houston, Texas. This city is ours. We're not going to give up. As a matter of fact, we're going to organize, mobilize, and work our hardest to take this city back. We love Houston, and no amount of violence can change that.
Peace.
Peace and love.
You know, I pray for Houston, man, but this is the city. It's home, you know what I mean? I love this motherfucker.
The love for Third Ward.
I love the city of Houston.
It's H-Town over here trying to lay down, baby.
Arriba!
I love it, baby.
Good MLK Day.
Nothing but love for the Acres. Acres home.
Team 100, dog. Studiowood, Texas.
I love Houston!
If you know me, you know me.
Side to side, south side. We love Houston all the way. Peace up to you.
Already.
Fuck Donald Trump. Enjoying the party. Fuck 4 acres home, baby.
MLK,
baby. Sunnyside checks up, baby.
Love Houston, baby. We in this thing.
He always pushed me to be better. He always like, ah, fat boy, you gotta lose some weight. You wanna run the ball, stuff like that.
I'm smiling because I think back on so many good memories with it, nothing but good memories.
H-Town, this how we do it.
On these railroads, H-Town representative, baby. South Bay, Texas, South Bay, Texas, South Bay.
I didn't get my first ID and driver's license till I was 33. And I felt like I just walked the stage or something. I was so happy. I felt like I accomplished some shit, man.
I get out the penitentiary to get my first real license. Shit, outside they song.
Oh, baby, 600, baby.
I love the H, baby. You already know what it is, man. Yellowstone, Texas, man. You already know what it is. Stars, everyone, nigga. I am Southside, nigga. It been capping in my whole life, nigga. I love the shit out of my city, nigga. Screw heads, everything on me.
Which one of y'all broke that lady window? See, I know one of y'all was gonna tell me sooner or later. Who set the trash can on fire? That was you. They said that was you. Boy, y'all boys bad, man.
Awoo! 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 We gon' salsa dance! Arriba! Man, my neighbors gonna see me out here. They gonna call the cops.
If you know me, you know me.
But they know.
Still Black King in the time zone.